Hey, welcome to the Kink'D podcast. We're your hosts, Mika,
Frankie,
Kyra,
Alex,
and Crystal.
here to sort of detangle the kinks.
Wait, like combing?
No, we're not combing out our hair. We're deconditioning.
Unlearning the ideas that were imposed on us by others.
Sharing our stories as Black and brown women navigating the kinks of life, from personal growth, healing, and friendship.
Even the things too kinky to talk about in the office.
We're kinked as fuck.
Hey, everybody. How y'all doing today? We got something good for y'all. Her name is Goody Howard. Goody Howard.
Spoken word or freestyle?
Goody Howard.
You're a strong suit.
How you doing, boo? Before I give you your flowers, how you feeling? You weren't ready for the bars.
I wasn't. I was not prepared.
You're our first guest, boo.
No one was.
Yes, I'm so excited for this.
You breaking our virginity, right, ladies?
Yeah, I see what you did there. Yeah. She's giving us the goodies. I feel like we're gonna make a lot of jokes with this name today, and I'm excited about that.
I mean, Goody's gonna vibe with us. It's all good.
I'm good.
Just
with
know
it.
I wish I
Goody.
had your name. Like that's
Listen,
it's a dope name.
I love
Yeah,
it.
it is.
I just know I should have your name.
What?
You better trademark that bitch. Is it trademark?
It's my legal name, so ain't nothing to
No.
trademark.
Nah.
Yeah.
I'm saying because of the reference. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right. Oh.
the good.
So go ahead, Frankie.
Well,
and
I guess we
tell
got a little goody in
everyone-
all of us.
We do, and does.
It's not gonna stop. It's not gonna stop.
Real quick, guys, why we're so excited about Goody is Goody Howard is an wait. You're gonna have to tell me what an MSW and an MPH is.
A Masters of Social Work and a Masters of Public Health.
Wow. Damn. She is your favorite sex educator. She's an award-winning sexologist, speaker, consultant that offers pleasure and professional development workshops worldwide. She's worldwide, y'all. Her authentic presentation style allows audiences to connect quickly to concepts and enjoy learning about sexual health, pleasure, and human variance equity. God damn, that's just sexy.
That's my shit.
You
That's my
s-
shit right there.
Her shit is sourced at Netflix,
Bum, bum, bum,
Essence,
bum.
Black Women's, Meta, Cosmopolitan, She Knows, HuffPost, Pornhub, and Blavity, Sister Song, and Love Hour. Girl, give it up for Goody Howard.
Yeah. It's good, baby.
Welcome, Goody Howard.
Yes. Thank you. I'm so honored to be
We're
here.
hella excited for today's episode. Today's episode is Black is Kink'D because we promised y'all that we were going to bring you some kinky shit.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about some kinky shit and we're going to learn some things. So you're going to have some stuff to something to leave with. Not just the laugh. So I'm ready. We have like questions and shit. How do we get this conversation started? I'm too excited. I'm too pumped about the
I'm
topic.
too excited.
I don't even know where to go. Where do we go?
So here's my question: Is how'd you get into this work? Let's start there. How'd you get into doing
well,
what you do? Because you have a master's
I
in social
do
work.
a master's
so-
in social work and a master's in public health, and I was the first human being to get a master's in public health from the University of Texas at Arlington. I walked by myself, May of 2020 on the Zoom. I was the first, the Zoom graduation,
Wow.
but they spent 5 minutes on your girl. But yeah, so I've always been the freaky friend. You know how that goes, right? Grew up in a sex positive environment, meaning that my parents were swingers. I just can't prove it. But
Okay.
I mean, I had lots of aunties and uncles. You know how that goes. My mother is a nurse, and so she taught us about sex very mechanically, very medically, right? But we didn't learn about the social construct of sex. And so being the freaky friend, everybody else come to me with questions and things like that. So if I didn't know, I would go look it up. And I am microfiche and card catalog years old. So I'm at the library. Google was not a thing. I just started going to these toy parties. Like, let's say you have a toy party, The same lady was doing all our toy parties. And she was like, the questions that you're asking and the feedback you're giving, you should be doing this. And I was like, I don't like people and I don't like sales. So I don't want to do it. I said, but I'll do a party for you. And that's back when you would get like cash kickbacks, depending on how many sales, whatever. So we had the party. made a lot of money, and she was like, look, I want to put some money with this and get you a kit because you need to be doing this. And I was like, this black woman is investing in me, so I'm gonna try it. And it's like Mary Kay for dildos, though. You know what I'm saying? So you gotta like differentiate yourself in the area from other people. So I would do like little tips and tricks about, you know, sucking a dick or something like that. And they was like, I pay for this without the toys. Ding, because my bachelor's is in business. Because I'm a hustler, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I started fleshing out my workshops, and then I did some research and got my own wholesaler. And I've just been growing and growing. I've been doing this almost 15 years. I've been doing it on full time for almost 6 years. And I've been doing it online for 4 years. So I'm not new to this. I'm true to this.
That's what's
you know what I'm
up.
saying?
That's what's up.
So you the
True to
right
this.
person.
Yeah, and I'm getting my PhD in health education and promotion. So I'll be Dr.
You finna be a
Goody.
Dr. Goody?
Yeah, Dr.
Dr.
Goody.
Goody.
Like I'm gonna say
You finna be
say
a
it,
Dr.
say it.
Goody.
Say it.
Listen.
Say it, Alex. Say
Lead
it.
with that. That's how. Look, I'm about to be Dr. Goody. Brrrah.
I mean, I didn't want to leave with it because I had to take a break. My dad passed away, and I took a break. I ain't been back, so I'm you know I'm on break right now on sabbatical.
You on break? Okay.
But it's all how you finish. We all know. We're all about to find out. It's all how you
Hey, they
finish.
ain't gonna say you took a break.
And
That's
if you know
amazing.
anything from this one pager, you gonna finish.
Yes, and when you say Frankie, it's the first line say I'm your favorite sex educator's favorite sex educator.
Oh shit.
That's what I
Oh,
was reading. I
shit.
was like, I said that right?
Oh shit.
Okay.
Frankie got confused.
She was like your favorite sex educator, favorite sex. She typed that already.
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did think that.
Yeah.
That means like that's like us. There's comedians, comedian's comedian.
Yes.
I aspire to be a comedian's comedian, but you know, hopefully that's true right now. 'Cause I hear you good, but I need to make them laugh. Like, all right, never
Right.
mind.
Right. I feel you.
You
No,
that
I feel
bitch.
you.
You know what I'm saying? I appreciate you coming through and you know, this quick turnaround, sis. I know you about your business.
Listen, and I have
'Cause-
COVID. And I have COVID.
Oh, we all
Damn.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Hey, my little COVID
Shit.
sister.
we all COVID sisters.
It got me.
Except for Mika. She made it out, I think, right?
I,
Is she sure?
I didn't, yeah. I didn't have COVID
Yo.
when y'all had it.
Yo, I took 4 tests this past week, 4 rapids, all negative, and then they was like, let's just do PCR.
Yeah, because all the variants don't show up on the variants show up on the
Is that
PCRs.
it?
The variants don't show up on them little home shits that the post office sent everybody.
I did a rapid at the doctor's office
But
too.
the rapids are not PCR.
So I did my home. Right, but I'm saying like even the doctor's rapid didn't pick it up.
So
The
they're
PCR.
making us at my rehearsals now. We have to swab our throat because the new variant hides from the nasal passages and it picks up in the throat.
Oh shit.
And it's all one passage.
I
It's
didn't know
ENT.
that.
Nah, she stuck that shit like right
Yeah, but
here.
it's ENT.
So- and I was like, ma'am, it got a booger on it. That's enough.
Right.
Yeah.
And she was like, no, further. Because I wouldn't let her do it. She was like, go further. I was like, ma'am, this got a whole booger on it. If this
Girl,
ain't,
that ain't it.
if this
If you
ain't
can't
what you
test this,
want,
I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, because when you do because
green
somebody
and
will get a
everything.
negative on the nasal passage, but then get a positive
But
on
it's
their throat.
That's like STIs too, though, because like if you get, let's say you go to the doctor, you get tested for the STIs, you get the whole panel on your pum pum, right? Yeah, nah, because gonorrhea and strep throat are play cousins, so you can test non-reactive.
Oh shit.
Yeah, you can test non-reactive on your genitals and be reactive in your mouth and throat, or be reactive in your anus. So when you go get STI checked, you got to get
Wow.
all 3 places checked.
Throat,
Yes. Come on,
scrape,
sexual
Wow.
health.
vagina,
Get the
wait,
coochie check.
throat scrape,
All
vagina
3?
scrape, and what else?
Genitals,
Do I gotta
anus,
request that?
and
'Cause they
mouth.
only-
If you-
yeah, they
You do have to request.
Anus.
Right.
Okay.
You have
And is
to-
insurance paying for it? Like
Yes,
as part
insurance
of the panel?
should pay for it as part of the panel. If you go into some of these free clinics know because they, they're servicing sex workers, etc. So they know to test everywhere because it impacts public health numbers. So you have to test your genitals, your anus, and your throat. Especially if you're out here giving that
Wow.
Gawk 3000, you know what I'm saying? It's in there.
Go low.
It's in there.
Wow, I just really feel like I really done learned some shit for real.
Right.
And we haven't even got started yet.
10
I know.
minutes in.
I
God
know.
damn.
All right, so swab all your
Everybody,
hoses.
all your-
So
All your
potentially,
orifices.
potentially we all have STIs.
Potentially.
Wow,
Potentially.
I don't like how you said that.
I mean,
COVID is an
well-
STI. COVID is STI. So, we got an STI.
HPV
Yes,
can be an STI.
you're right.
COVID
and
is an
most
STI
people
because
have
it's
HPV.
transmitted by droplets.
now.
What the fuck
Yeah.
is sex if it ain't no droplets?
Yes, you're right.
If it ain't
You're
droplets, I
fucking
don't
right.
want it.
But I ain't had no
I'm just saying
sex.
you could have got it. You could get it from sex, is what I'm saying. Just like they say monkeypox is an STI.
Right.
It's not. It's a skin to skin. It's not a sex transmitted disease. But your skin is touching when you have sex. So you can get it from sex. But it's not a sexually transmitted
Also, I
infection.
gotta touch somebody to get
'cause
monkeypox.
Yes.
Yeah.
And that's why they're getting it fucked up. Just like they did with HIV, saying, oh, it's a gay disease, oh, yada, yada. Look at us now.
Yeah, because
Just look.
that's what they've been saying. Like, it's like homosexuals have
Just
it. I'm
look.
like, wait.
If anything, if history has taught us anything, okay?
God damn.
Skin to skin contact is what
So
it is.
that's-
It's not sex. It just makes it's better TV when they say sexually transmitted. You know what I'm saying? But it's not. Just like COVID. You can get COVID from sex, but bitch, that's not the only way.
So, Goody, I have a quick question for you.
Yes.
I have a quick question for you. So, what type of person when a person is looking for you or they're searching for you, what are they coming in with? Like, what are the types of like
The search terms?
Not the search terms, but like a person that's coming to you. Normally, what are they coming to you for? What is your like main demographic of group or person that like seeks you out? What are they trying to learn?
Typically, it's people that are trying to find me for interviews, or they're trying to get me to speak somewhere, be it a conference or a women's retreat or something like that, or college. I get booked for, I do professional development too. So I get booked for professional development for employees around sex, health, equity, sex, gender, and orientation. Because I teach those workshops too. But also I get booked for like, my dick riding class and my blowjob class. I can actually, I give CEs, continuing education credits, for my blowjob class to marriage and family therapists in the state of Texas, because it's all about partner affirmation and intimate communication building.
Wow. Oh my God.
I just told y'all I'm a hustler, baby.
Interesting.
Because I do pleasure development and professional development. So the pleasure development is the sex toys, the blowjob class, pussy in class, dick riding class, strokeology, all of those things. And I got the goody gear. Yes. So I think so. Rideology is the dick riding class. Okay. Strokeology is for people with penises and people that wear dildos. To improve stamina, confidence, control, and stamina.
Why do I look at
You know what? I
Frankie's
messed
face?
up.
So how do you teach that as a woman?
hold up.
That's my
Man,
question.
bitches
too.
love me, first
gotta-
of all. And
So the strokeology is for dildos and straps.
Listen, as soon as she said that,
Penises.
I was like, Frankie
about to
is
sign
like,
up.
I'm on it. I'm signing
so
up.
people,
Because-
it's for people with penises and people that wear strap-ons.
Okay. Can people wear the wrong strap on?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. So there are
So
strap-ons.
let's go there.
So there are strap-ons that the back of the strap-on may be textured, it may vibrate, and so it caresses the vulva and the clit of the wearer, right? Then they have kind of like L-shaped, the strapless kind that kind of inserts and locks behind the pubic bone, and then this part goes into the person they're fucking, right? But there's an even better one that's fucking amazing because I love sex and tech. There's one where this part inflates to fit into place and lock it into place. So if you are a person that maybe has a narrow,
Into vagina place?
yes, like locks behind the pelvic bone, so you can like, get your fuck on.
Okay.
But the thing is,
Oh,
when you talk about like having the wrong dildo on or wearing the wrong strap on, the harness could be wrong. You may get the one that goes around your cheeks instead of between your butt, and you need the other kind of support for the type of dildo that you're wearing. So all of that matters. You have to take into consideration the kind of dildo, the kind of harness, right? And then what kind of fucking you gonna be doing? Because like if they're getting on top and it's inside you and they start leaning that shit back, it may not feel good. It may not feel good.
Yeah.
It may if you kinky, right? If you kinked as fuck, it might feel good.
I love it. You get it.
You know. But if not, then it may not. So you have to be mindful of all of that. So with strokeology specifically, so rideology and strokeology are both about confidence, control, and stamina. But with strokeology, it's more about positions to help improve stamina, to help control how much dick you're giving your partner, and what's going to feel good to you, what's going to help with your stamina, what are the best positions to help you maintain your stamina, even if the pussy is good or the ass is good. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm very much I teach in an ungendered way. So anybody that takes my class can see themselves in my work. So dudes be like, "Can I come to the blowjob class?" And I'd be like, "If you sucking dick, come on, son." Like,
And they're
Yeah.
like, wait.
right? And I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing that. Wouldn't this ain't the class for you? I got a pussy in class for you though." You know what I'm saying? Or if they riding dick, I teach people how to ride dick with their vagina, their anus, and how to caress two vulvas together.
Okay, what? Oh,
This is very enticing. I
Well, I even want to go back
What
to
do you use for the pussy eating class? Is
I
my
have a
question.
pussy.
Like
I have
what?
a little, you know. She's
a pocket
anatomically
pussy.
correct. She's chocolate because I can't. And
Hello.
it's not my ministry. It's not my ministry. That's all I got. So and so I there's a workbook. Okay, there's a workbook, and we go through the workbook together in the
You get a
class,
journal.
and then I demonstrate. So I talk about the things, and then I demonstrate the so we go over hand, toy, and mouth, and even in the dick sucking class too, I demonstrate. Like I have a rainbow dildo that I use, and then I talk about it. We talk about it, and then I show them how to do it. We go over diet, hygiene, positions, adding toys to your game, building confidence, all of that.
and I mentioned you hear
so
that as key is of building confidence. And what would you recommend? Because in my household, I was sex shamed, and
Hmm.
I had to break that, like unleash that, and I still struggle with that. So, what are recommendations, or what do you feel that can, especially with Latina and Black women, like we're just
Hmm.
we it's just not discussed in the household. So, what in
Nah.
with building confidence, like what do you see that can help overcome that?
Well, so I tell people, I can help you build confidence in the act of sex, right, during pleasure, and I can help you build confidence before that moment, right. So upright with your clothes on, and typically I tell people for the upright with your clothes on confidence building is you really have to unlearn the shit that you've been fed, and I say the bullshit you've been through is fertilizer for you to grow, but you got to grow through it, right. I always say that tradition is peer pressure from dead people.
God damn.
Wait, can you
Wow.
say
I
that?
almost
She
choked.
good. Can you say that one more time,
Say
Goody?
it again. Slow it
Tradition,
down for the listeners in the back.
okay, tradition is peer pressure from dead people.
Ooh.
¿Cómo se dice peer pressure en español?
I'm putting that on a
It's
shirt.
on the
uh,
shirt. It's on Goody Gear. It's on Goody
oh,
Gear.
she said nope.
How do you say
Nope.
it?
Got nope.
I don't think that I know how to say peer pressure in
She
Spanish.
said you need to buy my
L peer
shirts.
pressure.
It's pressure. No, it's pressure that it shit. Because we read some about peer pressure and we translated it. It's
That it's only one way to say that.
what's pressure in Spanish?
There's two other.
Well, I need somebody. Because I got all the words together except peer pressure. Because I know español también. So I need y'all. I need somebody
Oh, yes.
to
Presión de
translate.
grupo.
Presión de grupo. Okay. Because
Yeah,
I need
pressure
it
of
in
the group.
Spanish too. Because I live in Texas.
So, and talk about shirts real quick. Your shirt is dope. It's
Ah,
fire.
thank you so much.
Are we doing a video?
It
No,
Or
I was
says-
like,
I
Frankie,
was
can
like,
you
we
explain what the
describe
shirt
it.
says?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know. So it says
Yeah.
vulva. It's the Visa logo, and it says vulva, and underneath that it says it's everywhere you want to be. Um,
Ah.
and I have one that says Mastercard, but it says masturbate. Um, I have one that says McDonald's. I'm rubbing it like make masturbation. I'm rubbing it.
Oh, yeah.
Um, I have I have get on his dick, not on his nerves. Work their clit, not their nerves. I have lots of T-shirts, lots of things that say things, right? But it's called Goody Gear, and that is the conversation starters. So with my pleasure development business, I sell sex toys, sex skill building workshops, and Goody Gear. Okay, and that's hoodies, tote bags, T-shirts, all of the things. And then on my professional development side, I still sell T-shirts, but it's not called Goody Gear. And I do the workshops, and I don't sell sex toys. It's called assistive tech over there. Because I teach doctors that sex toys bridge the gap in the continuum of care for patients with chronic conditions that impact sexual function.
You know what? You listen. I knew my abuela had that back massager, and it smelled a little funky every time I walked in the room. And she was immobile, and so
Assistive tech.
I feel like that carried her in between times, and you just validated what
Yes.
the fuck.
Because orgasm released all these endorphins, and it makes you yeah, girl. Grandma was on it.
Do you sell hoe bags? You got hoe
I
bags?
do not sell hoe bags.
Like spend a night
I
bags?
don't yet. I'm working on it.
You gotta do the spend a
Yeah,
night
the spend a
bag.
night bag.
That's gonna be
That's
so
the
Because
thing.
I have colleagues that sell stuff like this too, so I got to be careful because I'm all about collaboration, not competition.
Yeah.
And so I sell tote bags. Okay, I got one that's like the clitoris dressed like Where's Waldo because can't nobody find him. Um,
Oh, shit.
Is that my G spot? Is
You're so
Waldo my G
clever.
spot? Is that what you mean?
well, okay, so
Basically.
kind of. So the G spot is the internal access point to the clitoris. So the clitoris is out. It's like it looks like a heart and a horseshoe. Okay, And in the middle of that heart, right in the vestibules, right between the vestibules, that is the G spot. That is the internal access point to the clitoris, because basically the clitoris is straddling the vaginal canal. Okay, so the G spot is right there, so it's the internal access point. And what I love about what people learn about the clitoris and stuff like that, when we talk about like clitoral circumcision, in different parts of the country, I had a whole group of women that were I don't say FGM because that's not cultural relativist, right?
Yeah.
I say clitoral circumcision because otherwise we would call male genital mutilation male circumcision, right? And we don't do that.
Yeah.
So call a thing a thing. So clitoral circumcision survivors, I had a whole class full of them, and we were talking about clitoral access the whole time, and I was crying, y'all, because I was so excited to be able to give these women back their pleasure,
Right.
because they still have the internal access, and I was so excited.
And just for our listeners, can you explain what clitoral circumcision is?
So clitoral circumcision is in certain parts of the world, they pull back the hood of the clitoris, the external clitoris, and they remove the clitoral hood, and then they do some sort of sewing where sometimes the clitoris is completely sewed away, sometimes the clitoris is surgically reduced, so that just to impede pleasure. Because the thought process is that a woman will be faithful in her marriage if she does not have sex for pleasure, if she's not enticed by pleasure. And so regardless of what people in America think, or the Western world thinks, this is a part of someone's culture. And even though it may not be for us, if this is a part of someone's culture, we need to respect it as such. Now, if these young ladies don't want to undergo this procedure, they should have the right not to. But if they want to, that should be their right as well. And so a lot of times, go ahead.
So go ahead.
No, go ahead.
No, when I was reading about it years ago, sometimes it's done at birth or as little girls.
Yeah, sometimes it's done
Like
as a little
teenagers,
girl.
like when you go to puberty.
Yeah, sometimes it's a rite of passage, and sometimes it's done at birth. It just depends on the culture. And so, again, when Americans hear this, like, oh my God, this female genital mutilation, we have to do away with it. It's such a horrific, blah, blah, blah. And that is such a ethnocentric approach to anything. We're not members of that culture, so it's important to them. And so we should maybe advocate for people's right to be able to decide if they want it or not. But we can't advocate for the demolition of someone else's culture because, oh, wait, that's what we do.
We stay
It's funny that anybody in the United States would have an issue with that, considering the attacks on our bodies anyway as women. It's like,
And how about
you
the
don't want me
penises?
to.
How about the penises? An intact penis, okay? Intact, not uncircumcised, okay? So applied linguistics real quick. When you say circumcised, that's accurate. When you say uncircumcised, you're implying that that's the way the penis is supposed to be. That circumcised is correct and uncircumcised is incorrect.
So how would you describe? How would you describe?
If he has a foreskin, you could say a penis with a foreskin, or you could say an intact penis, because that's how it comes.
Intact.
That's how it occurs in nature.
Are you intact?
Intact penis.
Listen, are you cut? Or you intact?
Now I gotta unlearn some
You
things.
do.
So I can,
But-
right.
Because here's the thing. Go ahead.
No, you were saying I can either ask if it has skin, or I could say it's a penis with a foreskin, or it's an intact penis. There's two ways to
Yes.
say it. Okay.
Yes. Absolutely. And the thing is,
my way is rude. Let me stop.
because you got to think about that, because they affirming our shit when we bring it. You know what I'm saying? Like, so the thing is, with people, the way people react to foreskin, grown ass men are being circumcised.
I know.
Somebody in my high school, he got circumcised.
Mine too. This dude was
when we were in
like,
high school.
he wanted me to have sex with him, and I told him no because he had a foreskin, and he went and got circumcised as an 18-year-old person.
Guilty.
I had to fuck him then, though. I had to do it because it's like the least I could do. At
I
that point.
appreciate your
Right.
services.
That's the least.
That was
You know,
awesome.
That was the
I
least.
had that's the least I could do, right? But to get a
Yeah, it's always been a fear of mine since I was a teen.
It's nothing wrong with it, and as long as they taught how to clean it, it's usually bigger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's usually bigger than
I heard it feel like I heard it feel like a little.
it feels
Yeah,
good.
it feels better to them, right?
It feels better to us. It feels better to them. Also, they're usually bigger than circumcised penises. They're more sensitive than circumcised penises. But the thing is, when you get circumcised as an adult, you got to have a psych
It
evaluation.
hurts worse.
Oh no, you don't even just get to go do that shit. You gotta have a psych evaluation. You have to be on Depo-Provera for 3 months. So that
Wait, like birth control?
It ain't number hormones.
Why?
To make sure you don't get an erection and pop your stitches.
Oh, Jesus.
And this is the shit that men are going through because they're being foreskin shamed by bitches.
I mean, yeah.
Yo,
I mean,
bitches.
I've never like actually
Not shame, but
shamed
not
a
shame, but
guy,
it's just
But you
not.
don't think it's shame.
but I've thought about
But
it.
you know,
No, I've
Right.
like
you know what
not
I'm
to
saying?
him. Like I've thought
Oh, you
about it
said,
and like talked about it with my friends. Like,
mm-hmm,
you know, I don't know.
mm-hmm.
He got a sweater.
Yeah, you
Yeah,
know,
he's wearing a little turtleneck.
you know, and that kind of thing.
And
He
then the
can
thing
be.
is, it's Goody. It's really awkward because I hygiene is so important for me, right?
Mm-hmm,
And so it's like, you know, before you even do anything, you kind of do a little examination, make sure everything's straight.
I
You
asked
know
before
who
we
you
even get
deal
there, baby.
with, you know if
mm-hmm,
he's clean or not.
mm-hmm.
But like you get there and it's like, how
Girl, you
how
just
do you
slide that
not make
thing
it
down.
weird?
Just
No.
slide that
How
thing
do
down
you
and start
not?
sucking. Just do
Yeah.
this.
No,
You
how do
know?
you? That's not my question. I know.
Cause you,
But,
cause you like you pause and be like, wait,
how do you not make it that moment awkward when you're kind of examining it?
just keep
You
going.
know what I
Just
mean?
like
'Cause,
stroke
you
it and
kind of
examine.
Listen,
Stroke
I've
it and
had men
examine.
pulling
go
them.
like this with their lint, with my lint down there. When they were down there, they'd be like, "Oh, not
You
all
know
the
You
what I'm
time."
check first? Wait,
I
you
love
didn't check
it,
first,
Lynn.
my nigga? You like you didn't go to the bathroom?
When
Right.
it's the heat of the moment, I'm not gonna
Nah, fuck
ruin
that.
the
I'm like,
Nah,
hold
moment.
if I
on.
know
No,
I'm
it might
around
be
somebody I
panty
will
lint.
potentially fuck, it's fine down there. If I'm,
Yeah.
it's
It
like,
might
Or
be.
I'm gonna go when I first get to the
It might
spot. I'm gonna do
happen.
my little baby wipe
I'm a
to make sure.
Baby wipes don't
First of
taste
all-
good. Baby wipes do not
First
taste
of all,
good.
no.
if a man is gonna come to me with his dusty, lint-filled dick, I'm gonna give it back at him,
Not lip feel.
and we gonna just
We
clean
not-
it
we
up
not waiting
together.
over
That's a
here.
No, I'm gonna
conversation.
send them to
I
take a
don't-
shower. I
yeah.
have done
I
that.
did accidentally have too much baby
Like,
powder
you need a
once.
Oh my
shower.
I had too much
god!
baby
It
powder
turns into
down there
like
once.
paste. It turns into like.
Yeah, and he was like, "What the fuck?" And I was like, "Oh my gosh, you know it's hot, baby powder."
So I have a
Yeah.
question.
And that's not healthy for our vagina.
I was like, "Let me go range. Let me go range." I'm sorry. He was like, that was like the only time I had something like that happen. It was summertime.
You
just
gotta
before
be
we knew baby powder.
mindful. You gotta be mindful because baby wipes don't taste
It's
good
hot in
either.
Texas.
Listen, I know
Cause I put baby powder all over through. Cause these
that
things
shit
stinking.
get
I gotta
that
have
shit
some.
get pasty, man. That shit you like making a piñata like the no
Yeah, it's
don't
Like
nobody-
paper
It's like
mache.
chalk.
yeah like paper
It's like paper mache.
Don't nobody want that.
It's exactly what it
Paper
is.
mache
It's like
pussy. That's what it is.
Alex, you had a question, baby.
Yes. Every time I have sex, I don't always have an orgasm. I mean, I've been having sex since I was 17, and well, how old am I? I'm 32 now, and yeah, I mean, I have sex because I like the action of it, all of it, but
The
I don't
connection.
always.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I mean, the smell of the person and
Yeah.
everything. Like it
Everything.
all excites me, but I don't leave with an orgasm every time. And then there are women who will shame me, like, "Girl, you don't orgasm every time." I'm like, no, I don't.
First of all, they're lying. They're projecting. Okay, because
they're lying.
they're projecting like a motherfucker. So the thing is, we have to remove the fact that the idea that orgasm equals good sex. Because it's like if you get on a road trip, right? You get in a road trip, you get in the car, ain't no snacks, ain't no jokes, ain't no music, y'all just riding. You're like, are we there yet? Are we there yet? Are we there yet? Like on the way to Orgasm Town, right? Are we there yet? Oh my God, are we there yet? Right, boo, tomato. So then you get in the car with somebody else, and there's music and snacks and jokes, and y'all playing slug blug, like y'all having a good time.
You had me at snacks.
You know what I'm saying? You having a good time on the way to Orgasm Town. So you're like, damn, we here already? But you were so focused on having a good time. You were enjoying the pleasure.
Yeah, I really do. Like all the
Right,
licking
and so-
and the kissing.
All of it, right? The body, the body, all of that. And so it is not, an orgasm is not required for good sex. And so once you unlearn that, you've been having sex, you've been having good sex. An orgasm is like the razzle dazzle.
And
So
I
don't
hate,
discount your
that's-
experience because you didn't have an orgasm.
and men
That's
always
something.
constantly,
To be
did you
inserted.
finish? Did you? I'm
Yeah.
like, no.
Well, that's because for them, sex is over when they come. So for them, sex is over when you come, if they care about you coming at all. But we also have to remove the fact that you need, or the thought process that you need an erect penis for good sex too. Because when they get later in life, honey, that thing might not always be thanging. But that shit,
But it don't fit.
no,
But it's such a
it doesn't have to be
breathing process.
inserted. It doesn't. It doesn't have to
Because
be
I tried.
inserted.
It's like stuffing.
It's like, oh no, no one wants to do that. That's no good. But and then these fingernails,
Yeah,
baby, I'm like trying to
y'all
stuff
doing
that thing.
It's just folding.
Just folding and wrapping it, and
Like,
No,
y'all be doing that?
no. So listen,
Just
what
you know what? Just fold it in half. It'll feel better.
it's just holding the hair. Well,
For who? Not him.
what I'm saying is, it doesn't have to be inserted at all. The nerve endings in the head of the penis and the nerve endings in the clitoris are the same. And if you take his dickhead and rub it against your clit like you do it with yourself, but you do it with
Yeah.
him, it feels amazing to him.
Boom down.
It feels amazing to you. You feel the heat of that penis. The head of the dick will get hard even if the shaft don't. You get that firmness.
Oh, so
that
even
heat.
a full penis.
You don't have to have an erection. You don't have to. You take the head of that dick and rub it against your clit, and y'all are both still gonna get there.
and that will still be like a helmet. Like
It'll still
that
feel
part will
good. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And he can.
even-
And he can come. He can come because you don't need an erect penis to come.
You know, and
Interesting.
so
Thank
now
you.
I have a question leading off of that. But real quick, you know, I know, you know, it's hard for women in our society nowadays. We dick shame, and I want to move away from that dick shaming because your clit is as big as mine, and we can trip it out and scissor it out together and bust a nut together. But if you're saying the penis doesn't have to be erect, I always wondered those that were paralyzed below the belt, do they come?
Yes.
Do they get an
And-
erection?
It depends on where in the spinal cord injury it is. I actually teach my dick riding class to the women and girlfriends of people with spinal cord injuries, because they're on top all the time.
That has to be tiring.
I mean,
Wow,
but the
their
way I
knees,
teach it
Jesus.
is they improve their
It's
time.
so they'd have the
So
stamina.
you teach it in a way that it doesn't kill your knees.
You don't need knees. Oh my god.
We don't.
We
Oh
don't.
my
I teach
God.
me something because my
Because
knees
bitch,
is
I'd
not
be
it.
hurt. I'd be like, all right, that's all. You know what?
Mine be my hips.
This
I'm
what
old.
I'm gonna do.
I'm
This
old
what I'm gonna do.
hoe.
This what-
My hips be
This what
hurting.
I'm gonna do. I'm gonna
Get a
send
couple
y'all.
rotations and I'm
I'm gonna send y'all the replay. I'm gonna send you the replay
Thank
of my
you.
dick riding class.
We should watch it together, y'all.
Thank you.
And
I
this-
really appreciate that.
This what I want though. I want video testimonials.
Oh shit! I don't know if I can give it anytime soon.
I can
Because their
find.
job.
There's layers to that one, but
Now, if it's your job, if your day job is an issue, I respect it because I can't pay your bill. Okay.
No, the
Oh,
having
no,
a dick to
that's
ride
not-
is the issue.
Oh well, I mean,
What
I'm
about a
saying-
dildo?
yeah.
I just want a testament.
No.
I want a testament to like the teaching style and your experience of the class. Now, once you
Yes.
get to use what you learn, then if you want, you're gonna want to give a testimony.
I'ma come back.
and be like, goody. And another thing, you know what I'm saying? But the
Girl is back.
the social proof is important for me, and because of what I do, I can't run ads on social media.
That
So the
makes sense.
videos will go a long way, and I don't mind making, sending y'all the PDF, and y'all that might be content too. Y'all can record yourselves seeing it together or some shit.
We should definitely
If
do that.
anything, I feel like that's
Yeah.
gonna motivate me to go out there.
You know what I'm saying? When you learn some new shit, you want to show people.
Right. It's like, hey,
Look what I
I was gonna
learned.
do party trick.
Listen, when you Google me,
Let me show y'all how I ride dick real quick, y'all.
if you Google me, it'll say Goody Howard knee up, knee down. Like if you just type in Goody Howard, and it fills in the first thing up under that is knee up, knee down, which is one of the things I teach in the class. But crazy.
Real
Me up
okay,
and
real
down.
quick. You said something, Alex, that I need to ask. That just inspired me for this question. When we're trying to have agency over our sexuality, women in our 30s, how do we reduce the shame while having casual encounters?
I think that's work that you have to do when you're not fucking, right? And like I said, so when I say tradition is peer pressure from dead people, what I'm saying is a lot of traditions exist because they were necessary at the time. But as society evolves, those things may not be necessary anymore. So you need to revisit the traditions and core values that you hold dear. Okay? Keep the ones that serve you, that honor you, and get rid of the ones that oppress you. And in that vein, you either get rid of them and replace them with something that does fit, or expand and stretch that tradition until it fits. Okay? I'm not saying disrespect your ancestors or upright your ofrenda or nothing like that. What I'm saying is understand which traditions still serve you and which traditions don't. Understanding that pleasure is your birthright. For people that are Christians and are, conflicted and things like that, pleasure is your birthright, and God made the clitoris.
He did.
why does
So
that make me
if that-
emotional?
You know what I'm saying?
that makes me emotional
because it's
too.
freeing. It's freeing. It is freedom
It
is what
is.
other people give you. Liberation is what you do for yourself.
Come on.
And I believe that it feels spiritual. It's in your spirit because you understand that this is liberation work. This is just not fucking.
Oh my
without-
God,
Without
that is
shame.
true.
This is liberation work. And when you give yourself the right to participate in your own pleasure. Because women specifically have been socialized to maintain your sexuality for the pleasure of your partner.
Oh my God. Well,
Right?
can I share a little story
Absolutely.
that's close to what I don't know if y'all know this about me. This is a little, but so I remember being younger and I explored masturbating, right? And I was like, oh shit, like this is, I don't know what's happening, but this is dope. So, because I was always curious about sex and I was always curious about my vagina. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I would look at my vulva and shit sitting on the toilet with a mirror.
Right.
Younger, right? And so, so I was familiar with it. However, there came a time in my life when I wanted to be like really in tune with like God or spirituality, Christianity, church, whatever you want to call it. And at the time, I was like seeking it in every way: Catholicism, Christianity. But then I hit a point in my life where I made a decision. I remember I was like, I was about 17 because I had this boyfriend who was amazing, and we were so attracted to each other. It was dope. So I was like, I'm gonna lose my virginity to him, and when we were in the moment, I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this. Like, I felt guilty. Like, I heard all of the things, and I'm like, So he's like, what the fuck? Like, it's literally here. Which I think he thought I was scared, and I was like, no, I can't do this. Like, so we stopped, and I had decided that I was gonna wait until marriage. And so I'm like going to church and thinking that I'm gonna wait till marriage and everything. Bitch, I didn't lose my virginity till 27. But I'm gonna tell you something. During that time, I used to be like, I was always horny because I'm a sexual person. And so I used to feel guilty for that. I felt guilty about masturbation. I felt guilty about like letting anybody touch me. And I didn't have healthy relationships with men because, of course, I was already late in my 20s. And who's trying to deal with somebody who's not fucking? And this is not saying that, anyone who, if that's what you choose to do, that's what you choose to do.
Right.
But it just, with the clitoris story, and then what you just said about taking agency over your body and that shit with the pleasure, it's like it all came together. And I'm thinking how I used to almost pray that I didn't have
feel that way.
and sensitivity in my clitoris.
And
I would be in the shower and I used to be like, I wish I didn't have this. Like, I wish, because it's making me want to sin.
And
I'm gonna cry.
Don't cry.
Because I really did. Like, at some point, I did. Like, at some point, I was like, fuck it. The next time I really like somebody, because I broke up with someone because of that. And I was like, the next time I really like somebody, I'm just gonna go ahead and do it. And I don't know what's gonna happen, but I've been happy ever since.
But here's the thing. I hate that. I hear that so often. And when we talk, like, we don't talk to our daughters about masturbation. We talk to our sons when they shower start getting too long or what have you. The socks start being sticky.
The lotion start missing.
You know what I'm saying? You have a conversation. Young ladies are not talked to about masturbation or pleasure.
They're not.
And the thing, when you think about, God made the clearest, God made pleasure. The Kama Sutra is a holy text. Okay, the Kama Sutra is built on the premise that having an orgasm is as close as you can get to God without dying. Okay?
Yeah, because who you calling when it happens?
Making a joyful noise.
I don't say God. I
Both of
don't
us
say God.
Make a
Personally.
joyful noise. But so the thing is, the Kama Sutra is built on ways to get you to that point. So if you reframe and think about, it's not just built on a certain premise. And if people that read the Bible, because I am not a Christian, however, I do have a sex positive Christianity certification.
Come on with the certs.
Of course you do.
Of course I
wanna
do.
know about this.
But if you think about the Hebrew word for premarital sex, what was it? Fornication. The Hebrew word for fornication is sexual immorality. So then who gets to define what is immoral? In my mind, immoral is a violation of consent. In my mind, immoral is something along those lines. But two consenting adults is not sexually immoral in my mind.
No.
We literally just had
And
a conversation.
if the word sexual
I was just saying, we literally
proceed, I'm sorry, if the word
Mika, go.
We too excited. We just excited.
Mika, go.
We really excited.
I'm sorry, thank you, Kyra. I was just gonna say the word that precedes it is sexual, so that means that there has to be sex involved for it to be immoral.
No. I mean, but if that's how you think about it,
That's
but
I feel like that's the implication. If you're not doing it, then it's like it's not.
it's
sexual
regular
because you're not doing it.
immorality. It's regular immorality,
Yeah.
not sexual immorality. But see, sexual immorality is like, what is immoral? When you think about what is immoral when it comes to sex, I'm thinking rape. I'm thinking incest. I'm thinking a consent violation. I'm not thinking I'm not even animals. Animal got to give consent, so it's a consent violation.
Yeah,
So
that's why I tell people I said animals can't consent.
I mean, so if that's the case, any type of violation is sexually immoral. I don't think two consenting adults is immoral, whether it's two men, two women, a married man, and a single woman. If they both consenting, now adultery plays into something else. That's something different. But when you say sexual immorality,
Is that
sexually immorality, that's two consenting adults. That's not sexually
That's
immoral.
what we were
different than
talking about
fornication.
earlier.
But we leave it up to
is
the
how the
church
King James version
to
has now
decide
taken the
and
Hebrew
decipher.
words and
And
made
then
it
you just
into
sit there and
something
eat what you're
completely
fed.
what it wasn't or what it didn't need to be. Because sexual immoral and fornication are completely two different
Child, and
things.
King James, King
King
James ain't even in
James
the
a
Bible.
whole. Oh,
Let me tell you something. King James was a raging homophobe. Okay, raging, self-hating homophobe with an incestuous relationship with his mama. I don't think he should get to dictate what's sexually immoral.
God damn.
Oh my God.
Where
His
were you the
mama.
last episode?
Right.
Shit.
His mama.
I
You
want
just
to.
dropped the load.
I
No
want to
pun intended.
piggyback off of Mika what she said, and you know, I don't want to make this traumatic or make everybody start crying again because bitch you were making me cry and I was
No,
like I'm
I'm
on my
good.
period.
I'm
I
good.
can't do this.
I'm sorry.
Oh,
But
they synced up.
shut up. We are blood in blood out.
Gang shit. Gang
shit.
shit.
Right, gang. Wow.
When I was a child, at 8 years old, I had this plunger stick. I don't know why. It was in the middle of
From
the
the
night,
toilet?
and I was going like this, like it was a magic wand in the middle of the night. And my sister caught me. So what I did was, before she could catch me, I hid it in between my legs. And my sister said, "Oh, you're touching yourself with the plunger stick," and ran to my mom and grabbed my mom. My mom whooped the shit out of me. You don't touch yourself
Wow.
there. You don't. She just wailing on me. Now, granted, I love my mama now. I forgive her. But she was just wailing on me for touching, which I
Or
wasn't even
thinking,
touching,
thinking that you were
thinking.
doing it.
And it was just such a huge trigger. And both of them are shaming me. And then I get to a state of like being a teen and masturbating, and that keeps playing over and over into my adulthood. And then when I start to have dreams about women, having sex with women from teen to present day, I used to pray to God, stop sending me these dreams. I'm done. I'm done. I'm done because I am fucking
Wow.
sinning and I'm married. And then after I got divorced, I was like, well, I want to like be right. Maybe it was me. That's why the divorce happened, because I kept having these dreams. And then when I finally accepted myself, I talked to my mom and she said, I feel like it's my fault that you and Becky like women. I said, why? She said, because I always had dreams about having sex with women.
Wow.
And she
So
could
she
never
was-
exercise that. She said she was close once with her best friend kissing her, and right when she was going to have that brave moment and kiss her best friend in the late 80s said, "I have HIV. It's now in AIDS mode." And then when she got that response, she didn't want to explore it anymore.
It was a sign then too. Yeah,
It,
that's
it
how
was
she
a
took it.
a
She felt that was a
confirmation
sign.
not
Wow.
to be homosexual.
And
so
there's
yeah,
go ahead. No, I'm saying there's thought process that if you don't exercise your freedoms,
Again.
it passes on to your children.
Ooh.
Wow.
So she right.
So I mean, it just depends on the culture you listen to, right? But I also think that the reason that your mother was so like wailing on you like that, was because we don't think about sexuality of girls. Like when shit go viral every couple of months. Would you get your teenage daughter a vibrator? That question goes viral. When we have sex, we had the first person came that made us come. We did everything they need us to do. We was there's always that first person that you really wish you never seen in your life, right? Why would you not let your daughter make a different choice for herself, because now she can provide her own orgasm, so the person that come telling her is not gonna have that kind of influence. But we
Do
also
you
think
have? I was about to say, do you have a teen sex positive
Yeah.
class? I feel like I don't know if I could have that conversation with my daughter, but I definitely know I could send her to somebody to have
you
that
could definitely
conversation with her.
there's a whole company called Sex Positive Families, and they equipped parents to be their children's primary sex educator, because so many people want to, but they're not equipped. But the thing about that is, like, when you think of vibrator, you think a big old dick shaped vibrator, not a bullet or you know what I'm saying? We're not saying insert anything. We're not saying any of that. We're just saying connect your child to their body in a way that they will make different decisions for themselves when it comes to partnership.
Like, I don't have to worry about you pleasing me if I know how to please myself.
Correct. Like that's not what you're here for. You're here for other things, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
also with that same vein, again, not exercising your freedom, your children will have that. We didn't get that.
No.
So why wouldn't now our children are gonna pay their dues? We paid our dues, right? You can't appreciate steak if you ain't never had bologna, right? We had enough bologna, now we trying to move on to steak. Why would you make your kids eat bologna?
It's crazy.
Why would you want your child to be fucked up in the head behind some nothing ass motherfucker like you were? Because you're gonna be looking at her stupid. Girl, you should know better. How she gonna know better, sis? She don't even know where her clit is.
I did it.
Right.
And then speaking of, I don't know where my clit is. What's the Volvo?
Vulva.
Vulva.
Car.
The Volvo is the car.
Right, the vulva.
Fucking with you, Alex. Fucking with you, Alex.
The vulva is
love you.
we're gonna call it the pussy, right? The vulva is the outside that you can see. If you open up your legs, everything that you can see is the vulva. So the clitoris, the inner and outer labia, the vaginal opening, the anus, the taint or the perineum, whatever you want to call that, all that is considered the vulva. Well, the anus is not the vulva, but the front facing. Yes, the front facing pussy. Okay.
Oh, so
the
that's
vagina.
So pretty much when I open my, that's the vulva. Like
When you open your legs, everything you can see is the vulva.
Okay.
The vagina.
It's the whole thing.
Yeah, the whole
The
external
system.
presentation, right? The vagina is the hole that the penises and sex toys go in and babies come out. That canal is the vagina. So that when people say you don't have to wash your vagina with soap, we're
course
saying
not.
don't
It's the
put soap
vulva.
inside your body. Your vulva. I tell people anywhere that can grow. I say if it can grow hair, you can use soap there.
I like that. It rhymes.
Yeah, I'm Dr. Seussical out here. But
I don't use soap.
yeah, some people use soap, some people don't. But we're saying when we say you don't need soap on your vagina, we're saying don't put soap inside your body.
Inside.
Because depending on how you landscape your shit, you may need to shampoo the
You might
hair.
need
You know what I'm
some
saying? You might want to get a twist out or something down there. I don't know. So you want to make
Deep
sure that
condition and
you
shit.
want to shampoo. You know what I'm saying?
I'll put conditioner down there, make it a little soft.
I mean, I used to, but
I don't think
Listen,
I've
I
ever.
prefer a little buzz cut. You know what I'm saying? A little
I
buzz
used to do a
cut,
high and tight,
Caesar,
you know what I'm
probably a
saying?
one.
When I was in the
College
Dominican
cut.
salon, and
Yeah.
when I would go to the Dominican salon growing up, my dad would take me every 2 weeks in the Bronx. There was, the ladies are talking, and my dad was translating for me. He said, a woman, she has very long pubic hair. She was very proud of it. This back in DR, and so what she decided to do to show it off was relax it. And entonces,
Oh,
she had passed away
Oh. From that?
from that. The chemical she
I
left
bel-
it.
Left it on too long. It got in her
Because
bloodstream.
I
Bloodstream.
got Nair that got in there one time, and baby,
girl.
Yeah, no, because it goes straight
Never
to your
again.
bloodstream. Your vagina and your anus
Yeah.
go straight to your bloodstream.
Yeah, that shit was crazy.
Oh my
Like people put
God.
cocaine on their clit, on their pussy, so they get high faster. People
Yep.
put
Yeah.
alcohol soaked tampons in their bodies so they
Alcohol-
get drunk
so
faster.
can you sprinkle a little weed
Oh,
down
I
there
can't.
or
You should
something?
see my
don't-
face.
I
I wish
don't
people
know.
could see my face.
No,
I keep
last
going
year-
lower. I'm like,
Last year at I think it was what's his face? Justin Bieber's concert. My partner at the time, he had an emergency. There were 30 teenage girls in the emergency room because these little girls soaked tampons in alcohol and inserted them and left them in there.
Mm-hmm.
And they were all
they got
passing out. All
Alcohol
30
poisoning.
Yeah. It was
Oh my
over,
God.
just one after another coming in. But go ahead.
I have a question. So during sex, I can start off a situation with da 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 da, but then within like 10 minutes, I be drier than the Sahara. Like, is there reasonings why that happens?
Well, there are
Mine
lots
is
of
after multiple orgasms for sure. Like after
Well,
I have
the-
multiple, it'd be like
light flex, just a little light flex.
Well, for me, I haven't. Well, I agree with Kyra's question. With I haven't even orgasm yet, and then I'm turning dry.
Well, here's the thing. So there are lots of reasons for that. But friction, typically, your body's natural moisture is designed to evaporate. Okay, and friction dries it faster. If you're using latex condoms, that's gonna dry it even faster. I use non-latex condoms. Lifestyle Skin. They need to cut a bitch a check because I'm always turning people onto skin.
facts.
S-
Cut the check,
cut
because
the
me
check.
too. Shit.
SKYN. I love them. I'm married, but we do use condoms because
And they
I
have
more
large ones.
They
for
have
niggas
large
that,
ones.
be
but they
like
stretch
can't use.
different because it's polyisoprene. It stretches different anyway. So if you can fit your dick in a toilet paper tube, then you might need a larger condom. If you can't fit your dick in a toilet paper tube, you don't need a larger condom. Relax.
But they be swearing. You know they be out here swearing.
I'm
Good.
not
Be
gonna-
carrying the go wrap, the go
The
wrap,
go
even
wrap
if they don't
be loose.
fit,
Right.
even if it doesn't apply, it be loose.
It be loose as
loose,
hell.
be like,
I'm
I'm
not
gonna get
gonna be-
pregnant.
I'm not gonna be squatting down trying to bear down and get that joint
Nah.
back out because my
Nah,
pussy
my
just pulls it
nigga.
off you. We're not doing
At
it.
some point, I was just like, "Why are you wearing the wrong condom?" And it was in the act, and he was like, "What? You're wearing the wrong condom,
but
but
they-
it is a regular one."
Yeah, the shit falls out and it's in my vagina. And
Yeah,
Right.
I'm
look at
tired
you.
of that shit.
Look
You
at
gotta
Now we
stop,
get-
put it back on, nigga. No.
Now we got to get a glove
Put
and
on
some
a regular
lubricant and
size
play
condom that you
doctor.
can fit.
Like that's not even. I'm not like I wouldn't. I would just be like,
Glad to know I'm not the only one who got a condom stuck.
Oh yeah,
because
no.
they ran the wrong size. And so with the wetness though, right? You need to drink more water. I can tell you that right now. Drink more water. You need to be drinking half your body weight ounces in water a day.
As she grabs her water.
Half your body weight ounces in water a day.
I drink
Okay.
a gallon a day.
I drink a
I wish
gallon.
I would have taken that.
I drink a gallon a day too, but that's I need for my body weight. So half your body weight ounces in water a day. If you drink a Starbucks 8-ounce, whatever the fuck, you need to drink 8 ounces of water to replace that as well. Alcohol dries you out. Coffee dries you out. Tea dries you out. Smoking dries you out.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Weed
Thank-
too?
Yeah.
Weed,
weed
anything,
definitely.
smoking anything, especially hookah and cigars and
That's
cigarettes.
different.
So understand, you can't squirt dust. Okay. Also,
That I have a question after. When you
but also, you need to drink more water, but then you need to use a little lubricant. I don't give a fuck if you miss Whoppity Wop 2022, bitch. That thing hit different with the ceiling fan on. Okay?
Listen.
And it's designed to evaporate. So just a little bit. I'm not saying do all of this. I'm saying just a little, you know what I'm saying? Just a little.
Yeah.
little drop.
Just rub it around. If you rub it around the whole shit before you go in, you
or
good.
Yes.
silicone-based lubricant.
So
Thank you,
water-based,
water-based.
I say water-based because water-based is condom and sex toy compatible. Silicone is good if you're allergic to every fucking thing, but it's not condom or sex toy compatible. Like you have to test it on the condom or the sex toy first. And never oil-based in my mind. I don't care. Naturalistas want to use coconut oil and shit. Use fractionated coconut oil because it's liquid at
Not
room
even an
temperature.
anal?
If it's liquid use fractionated coconut oil if it's liquid at room temperature. Okay, because regular
Okay.
coconut oil is solid at room temperature. Now you can use it for anal, but here's the thing: you can't use a condom if you're using it for anal, and the oil holds bacteria and it takes longer to come back out of your body. So you can have a higher infection or irritation rate when you use oil-based lubricant.
My whole face broke out.
Science
when
and
I
hoe
used
shit. That's
coconut
science and
oil.
hoe shit. Yeah.
I
Do you use sex
learned
toys too,
something
though?
from
Who's that question for?
Frankie,
What?
you say use
Oh.
coconut oil. Do you use sex toys too?
No, we use coconut oil during the sex and we doing all the sex things, and then I ended up getting pink eye and a rash on my lips just broke out. Like,
girl.
never again.
Yeah, it holds bacteria too. They all
But
the things.
I wanted to-
but that's
Alex
science
has
and
a
hoe
question.
shit.
Yeah, I wanted to say sometimes a vaginal moisturizer helps. There's one that y'all cut the refresh, cut the check because I never had a problem with dryness, but I guess stress or whatever.
Yeah, birth control, all of that.
like, and it was really scary for me because I was like, oh my God, I'm going through menopause because I'm 38. I'm like, oh my goodness, that's it. And my fucking mother didn't help because I called and I was like, Ma, this is happening. She was like, I dried up about your same age. And I'm like, what the fuck? And I felt like I was greasing my vagina, like, because I have always, I've never had a problem. I've actually, like, that's my signature. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I went and my gynecologist said that women use these, something called Refresh.
Yep.
And it's a vaginal moisturizer. There are 8 tubes. They're already filled.
Yep,
And then
suppositories.
they're not, you like the applicator, they changed it. They have an applicator where you can squeeze it from the bottom and the stuff goes into your vagina. And then it helps your body naturally lubricate.
Yep.
And it's also a lubricant.
Yep.
So it's like you have 8 of those. You use the whole 8 and you should be good after the 8.
It's like
You
a
know what
jumper
I'm saying?
cables
But
for
if
your
you're not,
pussy.
of course, go to.
Yeah.
And listen, that saved my
Okay, so hold on.
But the
'cause
thing
I
is,
was-
but
do I do
those are also
this?
oil based.
Do I do this prior to sex, or I could just do this like right now?
No, just do it. It's for general
You can
health.
just do it.
Yeah,
you
just
can
general
just do
health.
it. You can also do it prior to sex, like 2 hours before sex. But you can also do it every day. Like
Yeah.
I use it every day.
It's like a
Not on your period.
multivitamin. You know,
like
what I'm
right
saying?
now,
You
like
take-
every day.
You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not on your period.
Also,
Yeah.
I've never
It is.
used a non-latex condom. I've always used latex.
Oh my God, they're amazing. They don't
Yeah.
break as much.
Because latex make me itch.
Well, yeah. See, so they don't break. They don't
I
have that
dry up
stink.
right away.
They don't have that stink. They don't dry you out. They use a different lubricant so you won't get that irritation or that itch that you get after a latex condom. And they stretch different. They're super thin. You can feel the warmth from his dick.
Yes.
Like,
And he can too.
and he can
Speaking
feel your
of
warmth
He
too.
can too.
Speaking of condoms, why can't I find female condoms anymore?
So
I got some at the house actually.
I got a whole bunch of them, and I can give you some since you in the area. But
Yes.
so the reason you can't find internal condoms, we're not saying female condoms. The reason we can't find internal
Okay.
condoms is because the FDA pulled them and made them prescription.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my. I want to throw something.
This happened
What
a
the
couple
fuck?
years ago because it was like everybody stock up, and I grabbed as many from Planned Parenthood in the bathroom.
Me too.
You know,
And I
and
ran
then I don't know why it wasn't accessible though. So that's what you're saying.
Now that was the condom that I had stuck in me one time. I was like, oh shit. How
You know what?
that got stuck in me? I don't know.
She didn't
I
hold
don't
it.
know.
She didn't hold it. You supposed to hold it when they putting the dick in.
Yeah.
Oh no, I went.
You didn't hold it.
I
He
did
so
not
he just
do that.
stuffed it down in there for you. That's what happened.
I did it. I put it in.
And I'm
and
saying,
then I
but when
went
he
back
when he
out.
put the dick in, the dick just stuffed it down in there because you supposed to hold it.
Yes,
Hold
that's
the
exactly
outer
what
ring.
happened.
You supposed to hold it while he put the dick in.
Yeah.
like
That's
hold it on
exactly
the
what
outside.
happened, yeah.
And he just pushed it in there for you.
Man, before we head out, like it's not just for our listeners, it's for me because I want to buy shirts. I need to take a course, and I need, I need to know what condoms to buy and the toys you recommend. Like I need you, and so do our listeners. But where do like I need to find you ASAP? Yeah, just tell me
Well-
what I need to put in the search bar.
Well, so my name is Goody, and everybody asks Goody everything. So I'm Ask Goody on everything. AskGoody on Instagram, Twitter, Venmo.
Listen.
Venmo, yes, ma'am.
I be sliding it in there. You know what I'm saying? Somebody might.
You
Somebody
might donate. What's
You know
the
what I'm
website?
AskGoody.com.
And so I think we should
Love
have a part 2 after we do the class together.
Oh,
Yes.
it's not even gonna be
Oh,
a part
yeah.
2. This is gonna be she coming back as a feature.
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
for real good.
So
I'm here for it.
we didn't mention this in the beginning, but the Black is Kink'D is a series. So there will be different topics around sex and kinkiness
Yes.
and
And we didn't even
how
get to talk
kinky
about
we can
kink.
be as Black and brown people.
We didn't even
No,
get to
we
talk about
didn't.
it. So here's the thing.
But this was very helpful.
October is BDSM Kink Awareness Month. I'm doing an everyday kink workshop in Dallas, Texas, and people will get to make their own floggers.
They will.
Floggers.
What's that?
That is a brilliant idea. What is that? Yo, kiss your brain.
Excuse
I
me,
love
what
you.
is that?
It's a flogger. It's like it looks like a handle, and it has like a bunch of things coming from it. Like
Oh, a whip.
No, because a whip is like a flogger is like a pressure, so it's like thud, 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 thud. So they're gonna make rope
Oh my God.
floggers.
Ooh, girl, that sounds
Listen, a
amazing.
good flog, honey.
Go to Google.
A good flog. Look up
I
King
broke mine
Noir.
last
That's a
night.
flogging motherfucker right there.
Yeah. That shit. I need one.
This is
But I'm saying, so we can come back and talk about everyday kink because people are kinky and don't even know it. And so I would love to
need to
talk
talk
about how
about-
prevalent kink is and people don't even realize they fucking kinky.
Is this what
Yes.
this is?
Do you
Yes.
do you offer a class or workshop or anything that would that would help women transition to having sex with other women? Like if you don't, I mean, you know what works for your body. Yes, great. So I think I know you would know how to please another woman, but that transition is,
I don't have classes that are specifically for that. I don't teach
I imagine the transition.
orientation. I teach behavior, right? So I teach a pussy eating class. You know what I'm saying? I teach a
That
strap
makes
on
sense, yeah.
a strap on class, right? Because I don't, what makes there's no such thing as gay sex. So I can't teach, that. But I teach the behavior. So I do have a pussy eating class, and I do have a strokeology. It's for people with penises and people that wear dildos and strap-ons.
Well, you did say on your riding class
and for tribbing.
You said
And tripping, yes. So it is. It's riding dick with your vagina, your anus, or caressing two vulvas together.
Yeah, and I need
And
that
I- and
for
I'm-
big bitches.
And listen, and I understand that, like, sometimes people feel
They
away
don't
about
make
taking
contact.
certain things from me. But as a fat black queer woman, like, it looks real different when I teach it, right? And because, like, I'm married to a man, I have kids and shit, people make assumptions about how I show up. But y'all see my glasses. They can't see them, but y'all see them. It's probably 63, 65 out
Yeah.
here. Like, you
Oh,
going to get this work. So I can teach it because I have references for everything I teach. And
Okay.
because I'm an educator at heart, like I just break it down to where it's best practices for motherfuckers. So I
I
can't
love
wait for
the
y'all to take
inclusive.
rhinology. I can't wait for y'all to
That
take rhinology.
we need to see it. We need to. This is hilarious.
I need to
I
view
love
it first. I don't want to be
It's so
surprised.
informative. Not just
I appreciate this, Goody.
definitely
This was
agree.
so dope. So we can find you at Ask Goody on all things.
All things.
And we appreciate everything. You coming back, sis. And also, you might have to examine some of our pussies since you're going to be a doctor and shit. I'm going to
I
just
mean,
give you a
that's,
speculum.
I mean,
Maybe the
I've had that
listeners will
happen.
have
People have
questions
sent
for
me
you next
pictures of
time.
their vulvas and their penises. They're like, what is this? Is this something I should
Like,
be concerned about?
sir, you need to see your primary care physician.
Listen,
Right?
I'm really thinking about going back and getting an associates of nursing just for shits and giggles because I know so much anatomy and physiology already. But it'll be after my PhD. But I'm saying, but people send me pictures of their shit all the time.
She wants to be a nurse after a doctor. Come on, man.
Sue Johansson is an RN. The old white lady in Canada, she's an RN. So I was like, and I teach doctors and nurses about sexuality and, human variance equity. So I figure if I learn, then I can maybe learn the way they learn so I can
Yeah.
communicate more effectively.
That makes so much sense. I didn't know she was an RN.
That makes so much sense. Because I started taking dance classes to be a
I
better
know we're
director when it came to musical and different things like that. So I knew how to translate.
You can't be a
to the
general if you ain't
dancer.
been a soldier.
Kobe
makes
was a
sense.
tap dancer so he could learn how to be better at basketball.
I didn't know that.
Aha.
You mentioned something that I have not heard, but anytime I hear equity, I'm like, what?
Mm,
So human variance equity?
yes. Human
Baby
variance
girl,
equity.
explain that for me before we sign off.
So it's something I'm trademarking currently. So human variance equity is
Shit, no,
my.
never mind then.
Well, no, it's fine.
Edit that shit out.
It's fine because they can cite black women because this is, I mean, all my stuff's already in order. So it's human variance equity is my answer to diversity and inclusion. Because D&I is more like, here are the others. Others, welcome to the mainstream. Mainstream, here's how we tolerate the others.
Ooh.
Right?
Tolerate or
Yes.
include?
Tolerate. When
Tolerate.
D&I is tolerate. When I say human variance equity, that means we make space for humanity in every way it shows up. So D&I is like, okay, we have the spaghetti, but it needs to have some bell peppers and some pepperoni and some tomatoes and some kiwis so that everybody can be in, And human variance equity is different types of recipes for pasta dishes,
Yes.
not trying to make it all one pasta dish. You see what I'm saying?
That is
And
dope.
so that is it's human variance equity. So it's making space for humanity in every way that it shows up: fat, disabled, queer,
I love it.
black, white, whatever. Right? And so it walks the walk that D&I talks.
Come.
Yes, and it actually helps to get rid of the hierarchy of human value
Absolutely.
when you think about it.
Absolutely.
So I've always we know that DNI is a box checker. It's just saying this is a white space and okay, come in.
Correct. A straight white space. A straight white
That too.
space. To be clear, because when we hear
white male.
LGBTQIA, when we hear LGBTQIA, we hear white people. Brown and black people hear white people. I hear white. Okay, but when you hear GSE, which is a newer term that we're using called it's gender and sexuality expansive. If I say I'm talking about gender and sexuality expansive folks, I hear black and brown. I hear liberation.
So when I spoke to some sex advocates in Europe, they said SOGI, sexual orientation, gender identity. So is it the same, or are we advancing to that term?
It's just more.
Okay.
No, it's just more. It's just all. It's yes and. And when I say gender and sexuality expansive, that means that you also separate gender and sex because those are two different things.
Facts.
And people want to conflate them, right? So it already helps with that cognitive dissonance in people's brains.
My God, I love the way your mind
back.
thinks. My God.
Me too.
Yes.
For
Me too.
real.
And I want to
love
say,
this
Goody, too.
conversation.
I feel like, I feel like Mika can join me in on this too. I feel so liberated. Like we were just freed today. Like, didn't you? I felt like I really felt released.
I never shared that.
Oh, I'm so glad.
like a spiritual release. Like, you know what? I can pleasure myself. I can't. I don't got to think this way no more.
I sure right.
And it's like up to the day. Oh, sorry.
No,
Go
I'm
ahead,
just saying,
Crystal.
for me, like, I still feel weird about it, and I think that's not a question I can ask you at a later date. It's like I've gone so long without sex, I don't do it, and then when I do, I'm like, why did I do that?
I mean, but there's nothing wrong with that either. So what happens with that is like desire ebbs and flows, just like appetite for food. And so if it's something you desire, you can start to get back into that mode. If you want to retrain yourself to desire it, masturbation is always the answer. You know what I'm saying? But it's nothing wrong with you. It's a natural ebb and flow. When your body stops producing that oxytocin and those hormones and that release that happens with orgasm, with or without a partner, your body stops desiring that, and so it sort of atrophies that part. And so you can build it back up, but if you don't use it, you lose it.
You know
And
what?
so it's not.
I'm losing it.
Libido, Jim.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but you're not pressed about it. You know what I'm saying? If you want to get back, connect to it, that is like it's a natural ebb and
I
flow,
don't
so
want
it can
to if no
come back.
man's in sight.
That makes sense with the
baby
oxytocin
girl.
receptors not being utilized. It'll dry. It's pretty much drying out in those receptacles.
Those specific ones, because oxytocin have different ones. There's different receptors.
Yes,
But the
they
sexual oxytocin receptors, absolutely.
My God.
I told y'all Goody was good. I got excited when I told you. I said we.
Yeah, but explicitly to what Alex was saying, like this podcast is sharing and unearthing a lot of things for us. The whole concept is deconditioning, in the
Right.
kinks of life, literally and figuratively. And like for me, I didn't know until today, to be honest, that I was still holding on to that guilt because there was a point when I was like, God's mad at me, God's mad at me, God's mad at me, and I'm just like if he's this parent that I'm avoiding,
Yeah.
I love him, I interact with him, but we're not talking about my sex. You know
Right.
what I'm saying? Like, nah.
Right.
So
Right.
it's happening. But so I always felt like this thing where he's like, I don't want, and I always felt a little bit of, I was always waiting for the moment where I was gonna truly feel like, you know what? I knew I was liberated, but the point that someone or something outside of myself was like, you did the right thing, bitch. You were supposed to do that for you. And I appreciate that. So thank you, because that was a healing moment.
Yay, I'm so glad.
For real.
Oh, that makes me happy.
Well, my God. I don't think we've had. This is probably one of the best conversations I think we have ever had. It was so informative,
Yeah.
so wonderful. Goody, thank you so much for joining us. And like she said, ask Goody on everything. If you want to get in contact with her, if you want to Venmo her, Cash App her, go look up her stuff. Like, listen, ask Goody. Okay.
Now the Cash App is Goody Howard.
Oh,
The
Goody
Cash
Howard.
App is
Okay,
Goody
Goody
Howard.
Howard is the Cash App. Okay, but that is
Cash App
Goody Goody. Don't try to IE it. Don't try to do
Yes.
none of that. We got the Y at the end. Okay, want to make sure they find you correctly. And if you want to get in touch with us, that is info@kinkedaf.com. That's info@kinkedaf.com. And I am Kyra. You can find me Kyra Haley on Instagram and Facebook. KHIRAHAILEY. Alex.
Alex, you can find me on Instagram at Alex Barrios Comedy. Find me on Facebook, Alex Barrios, and how you spell it is BERRIOS. Frankie?
And this is Frankie Ben signing off at Frankie Free and Freaky. Frankie
Freaky
does
Frankie.
comedy. Free and freaky, because you did liberate us. I want to give you those flowers for real. Frankie
for real.
does comedy. And go ahead, Crystal.
Okay, it's Crystal. You can find me at KT. Excuse me, sorry. KT06. That's KAYT06.
And I'm Mika. You can find me at Bronxtress. That's at BRONXTRES.
And let's try this again. Okay, let's try it. And we're
We can do it. I believe in
And
us.
we're
That's
fuck.
Do it again. Do it again.
I like that. Oh. All right, let's try that one more time. All right, and we're
Is it Kyra? Is it?
yes, Mika.
Is it? And we're kinked as fuck, or and we're kinked
How
as
many
fuck?
times
No.
do we do this? We really
And
don't know
we're
what it's called?
kinked as
And
fuck. I
we're
think it don't matter.
and we're
Kink'D as fuck.
yeah. All right.
We join her with the, as she says, and we're.
Yeah, y'all just say kinked and fuck.
Go ahead.
Goody is cracking up. This is like our 7th show, girl, and we still do
It's
this.
like 8th or 9th
Our
time doing
Why
this.
do you have
eighth,
practice?
our ninth,
Somebody's
our
missing
ninth.
rehearsal. Somebody's missing rehearsal.
Oh, these two bitches are at rehearsal, so we can't rehearse this.
All right,
And we're
kinked as
Kink'D as fuck.
I'ma just bring that in from
She
somewhere
mouthed
else.
it.
I'ma bring it in.
No, it's funny when we
Alex
fuck
mouthed
up though.
it.
I like when the end is like
love-
it just fades out and shit when it's fucked up.
All right.
Wait a
love the
minute. 'Cause
first
I was
one.
about to say as fuck at the back, like after y'all got done.